Welcome to the Navarr Jenkins guide to Ultraxion 10-man. This fight is definitely a gear check, especially for DPS and healing. Item levels should be in the mid 80s or higher. Anything lower is going to make it extra difficult to get the DPS and healing throughput required to beat the enrage timer and defeat this boss. This of course is pre-nerfs, so this may change in the future. Right, so let's get on with it. The most important thing in this fight, the absolutely most important thing to be aware of, the one thing you must get right no matter what, is using the Heroic Call ability. This ability can be keybound from the key bindings menu. It is Extra Action Button 1. Bartender 4 calls the bar the Extra Action bar. I personally have almost everything my druid can do keybound, leaving no free keyboard binds. So I chose to use Bartender 4 to place the Extra Action bar in the middle of my screen where it is easy to click during the fight. I normally don't recommend mouse clicking other than for healing frames or out of combat abilities, but in this case it should be fine if you keep your mouse pointer near or over the button throughout the fight. If you have an open key to bind to, or don't mind switching out a key binding for this fight, just don't forget which key you bound it to. The raid team should stack just inside the platform as you see in this video. This keeps the healers close to the buff gems that will pop up later in the fight, and the boss's hitbox is large enough so melee can still attack. Stacking tight is important for raid healing. No one should be running around during this fight. The first use of the Heroic Call ability will come when the boss casts Hour of Twilight. DPM will count down to this cast. Do not use Heroic Call during that countdown or you will die. Wait until the countdown is over and you see the boss cast bar for Hour of Twilight, a 5-second cast. Until you get used to the fight, it may be good to hit the Heroic Call ability at around 3 seconds left in the cast time. If you have a good connection to the server, you may be able to get better at hitting it closer to the cast time to minimize your time out of the Twilight realm. Just don't get greedy and cause your team to wipe. Though high DPS is needed in this fight, dead characters can't do any DPS, so surviving is top priority. One character will need to stay in the Twilight realm and soak the Hour of Twilight cast, or the team will wipe. We chose to 2-tank this fight, and each tank took every other Hour of Twilight using defensive cooldowns. This works great because tank defensive ability cooldowns are cut in half, thanks to our hero, Thrall. Hour of Twilight will be cast every 45 seconds. After the first Hour of Twilight, the boss will begin to use the ability known as Fading Light. The tank with aggro will get it every time, and another random raid member other than the off tank. If you get Fading Light cast on you, it will show up in your debuffs with a countdown and varies between 5 and 10 seconds long. You can use your heroic ability once the debuff countdown is under 5 seconds, but again, cutting it closer to 0 as long as you keep it safe means more uptime on the boss. See the video description for the link to an article with more details about the mechanics of this fight, including the healing buffs healers will need to watch for and pick up. Nice.
Yes! Good job, guys! Good job! Good job!
Very nice.
Get a picture
Congrats,
over here by the
everybody.
chest.